What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So I'm going to give you guys the God's honest truth that nobody wants to talk about. Everybody's going and dancing around the facts. The former unified WBO, WBC, junior middleweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer. He's a superstar now. The Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora, 24 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 16 wins by way of knockout. He's been knocked out once in his career. He's 28 years old. He stands 6'5" and a half, 6'6", with an 80-inch arm reach, but he competes at 154 pounds. Last night, Sebastian Fundora absolutely destroyed former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman, who is now 31 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 23 wins by way of knockout, and having been knocked out now himself. Now, Keith Thurman is 5'8" with a 69-inch arm reach. Sebastian Fundora is 8 inches taller than Keith Thurman and has 11-inch arm reach advantage over Keith Thurman. Okay? Sebastian Fundora is a cheat code. Everybody says this. But what they're not telling you, when they just say he's a cheat code, but they don't go into details, and I am. The reason Sebastian Fundora is a cheat code is because he has gotten better and he committed to the sport of boxing. He was knocked out by Brian Mendoza by an overhand right? This was back in April of 2023, 3 years ago. And everybody harvests and just completely focuses on that as a way to beat Sebastian Fundora. He gets hit with this overhand right, which is not true. He made the adjustment, people. That was his weak point. It's no longer his weak point. He's a southpaw. He made the adjustment that he knows everybody's going to attempt to do and land that big overhand right. That is the only chance you have. And he has corrected that wrong. He has written that wrong. He's corrected it. Okay? He showed you fight by fight in the Cordell Booker fight. Because the first Tim Tszyu fight, that was his first fight back after getting knocked out by Brian Mendoza. And you could see him thinking a lot in the first Tim Tszyu fight, right? And Tim Tszyu was still having success. He didn't fully make the adjustment yet in the Tim Tszyu fight. And he was out the ring for nearly a year. He got brutally knocked out. He was out the ring for a year. He was attempting to make the adjustment, but he didn't fully make the adjustment yet. But he still won because we all say because Tim Tszyu got cut. But then he fights Cordell Booker. And you can see the adjustments. Then he rematches Tim Tszyu. And you can clearly see now the adjustments as he just battered everything out of Tim Tszyu and stopped him in the 7th round. And everybody chalked that up to, well, Tim Tszyu was already beat up and knocked out bad by Bakram Mataliev. He wasn't the same guy. Okay. Now you watch him against Keith Thurman. And I don't care if Keith Thurman only fought 3-4 times in 8 years, 37 years old. I don't care about any of those things. I'm focusing on the fact that Sebastian Fundora has gotten leaps and bounds better. Stop harping on what happened with Brian Mendoza and that punch. Anybody could get knocked out by a punch they don't see. He has made the adjustments. He understands that this is everybody's key to victory because he has such a size advantage over everybody. They have to wing shots. And if he puts himself in harm's way, he can get clipped. We've seen him hurt by Lubin and dropped. We've seen him hurt by Tim Tszyu. We've seen him knocked out by Mendoza. Clearly, he understands that he has an issue with his chin. It's equivalent to Vladimir Klitschko, people. Vladimir Klitschko was very chinny and getting knocked out. He made the adjustment and understood that he has to fight a certain kind of way because that is a weakness. Sebastian Fundora has made the adjustment. People are talking about Vergil Ortiz, who's 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach. Sebastian Fundora has a 10-inch arm reach over Vergil Ortiz. And Vergil Ortiz is not as mobile as Keith Thurman. He is a sitting target. Y'all are not paying attention to Sebastian Fundora and giving him enough credit. He has mastered his understanding of distance. He hit Keith Thurman yesterday with uppercuts from about 2.5 feet away. He understands he's not in harm's way, but you still are. And if you take a step and a half closer, he takes a step and a half back. He controls the distance extremely well. If you are not mobile and elusive, you are going to get stopped by Sebastian Fundora, because another thing he has added is staying very active with his jab, whether it's landing or not. Keith Thurman was making him miss, but he never swayed from the game plan. He continued to throw his jab out there to occupy you, to force you to be defensive minded. You have to be so aggressive to get on the inside of Sebastian Fundora. When you go down to his body, his hooks around your guard, his timing, his understanding what you're doing, his uppercut, when he understands that people are going to attempt to go to his body now, he takes a half step back and he throws his hooks and uppercuts. Whether they land or not, they force you to take a step back and get out the kitchen. Because another thing is, he's not pillow fisted. And he's punching down, so he has momentum. You're punching up, so you have resistance. He's punching down, so he has momentum. He may not be the hardest one puncher, but the momentum going down, everything going down is going to be faster going down than it is going up, because you have resistance when you're going up. To give you an example, if you jump, when you jump, you're in the air less time than when you're coming back down. You come back down extremely quickly. He's punching down. And he understands his accuracy has gotten a lot better. I see people talking about Vergil Ortiz and Errol Spence and Jamel Charlo. I love Errol Spence. I love Jamel Charlo. He's going to stop them. He has a significant advantage, and he's younger. And on top of that, he's getting better every day. You think he's going to allow them to hit them with that overhand? That's their only chance. The only guy that has a chance to beat Sebastian Fundora is Jaron Boots Ennis. Why? Because he has long arms, 74-inch arms. But he's more athletic and explosive and gifted physically than everybody else. He's more mobile, athletic, and gifted than Jamel Charlo, Vergil Ortiz, and Errol Spence, and Xander Zayas. He hits harder than Keith Thurman. He has longer arms. He has a 5-inch arm, Jaron Ennis, over Keith Thurman. Right? And he can switch from southpaw to orthodox, so he can give you different angles. He can throw that hook that Fundora gets caught with from an angle that Fundora doesn't see because of his speed, his arm length, and his ability to switch from southpaw to orthodox. So he could throw it from an angle that Sebastian Fundora does not see. And that will possibly make Sebastian Fundora inactive. It may slow down his activity. Right? Jaron Ennis can be the mongoose to the cobra, what is Sebastian Fundora. He's quick enough. See, Keith Thurman was quick enough to make him miss, but he couldn't make him pay. He wasn't explosive enough. Jaron Ennis is explosive enough to make Fundora miss and make him pay. Vergil Ortiz is not quick enough. Errol Spence has been out the ring. He's not quick enough. Jamel Charlo is not quick enough. They're predictable. If you are predictable with Sebastian Fundora, you are not going to beat Sebastian Fundora because he has gotten immensely better with his experience and understanding distance, timing, and his range. He understands I can hit you from here and you cannot hit me. He used to give up his height and just want to be the typical Mexican fighter and exciting. He's still exciting. Another thing is, did y'all see how he was cutting off the ring against Keith Thurman? He was no longer following. He was following Lubin around. He wasn't following Keith Thurman. He was cutting Keith Thurman off. That made Keith Thurman at times stop and have to try to do this movement here to try to say, I'm going to go left, I'm going to go right, to try to trick him which way, because he would cut Keith Thurman off and corner him. Yet at the same time, still keeping his distance where he could hit Keith Thurman. So the person with the best chance to beat to beat Sebastian Fundora is Jaron Ennis, people. His ability to cut the ring off, his ability to understand distance, his accuracy. You a sitting target. You a sitting duck if you don't have the legs to move. You're a sitting duck. We just got to give him his credit. Now I see people saying he's weight bullying and what weight class is, he looked like a stream beam, right? He like Sean Bradley, the late Sean Bradley. Bro looked like a stream beam, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was saying he was weight bullying when he got knocked out. Now he's winning and you see his progress and you see he got better and you don't really see an avenue for him to be beat. Now he's a weight bully. It's diabolical. He's going to be a weight bully at 160, 168, and 175. The tallest dude at 175 is David Benavidez, who's 6'2". He's still 6'6". David Benavidez has a 75-inch arm reach. His arm reach is still 80.